I'm back with another video for Jurassic World Alive. Now, this week is quite interesting. And the reason for that is because it has been named Hybrid Legacy. And with that, you might think, oh, they're all hybrids and that's not good for progression. But no, they're actually extremely key ingredients for hybrids. And now I'm going to say one thing. With previous weeks, or some of the previous weeks, there was one or two clear-cut winners, and you could definitely just balance your epic attempts between those two, one or two, epics. Thing with this week, every common, two of the commons serve a really good purpose. One of them you could dart, one of them I highly recommend for low-level players. With rares, every rare matters in this week, and you're only getting 24 attempts, so use that wisely. And I will definitely, in a little bit, just cover what rares they are and what each of their uses in the game. And then epics, there's just 3 dinosaurs. You get 9 attempts this week. It is an extremely hard decision this week. Extremely hard for the epics. This is the hardest decision we've been faced with, and I don't like that because in previous weeks, we had the Cyno and Anki week, and not gonna lie, that was a lot of attempts to do, 15, and to find Cyno and Anki, it was kind of hard for me. So I kind of included Stegosera with that, and I kind of was happy with whatever DNA I could rack up, and that's totally fine. With this week, though, I literally need all 3 of these epic dinosaurs. Now, when we're looking at it, I would say there's some I need more than others. There's some I see more than others. So, you have to take all of that into account and then start focusing on what to do. But first off, let's not go to the epics. Let's just start with the commons. And not like they don't matter, because they very much matter this week. Because we have common dinosaurs. And this is insane. This is a lot of common dinosaurs this week. Or a lot of attempts for common dinosaurs. And this is pretty cool because we have Velociraptor, Apatosaurus, and Nundasuchus. Now, if this came out 1 week ago, so last week, I would have 100% darted Apatosaurus, and the reason for that is because I was specifically trying to complete Stegodius. Now, with that said, once I already have Stegodius, I want to focus on other things. For example, Indominus Rex, which requires a level 15 Velociraptor, of which I do have, and almost have 7 fusions ready to go on Indominus Rex. I've only spent about 5 or 6 attempts so far, so hopefully I'm just trying to get as many attempts. The one thing I'm not darting is Nundasuchus, because I feel like I am far into the game where I see Nundasuchus a lot in the wild, and I really don't need it. And we see a lot of these in the wild, actually. I see a lot of Apatosaurus, a lot of Velociraptor, and a lot of Nundasuchus. So that's not really the problem. It's just, where do you want to spend your attempts? And for me, and for most players, it's going to be Velociraptor. Unless you're trying to go for Stegodius, or your Indom and Indoraptor are at already a pretty high level, and you want to try to create a sauropod in the form of Gigaspikosaur or Nodapata there's no reason for you to go for Apatosaurus, which means Velociraptor is the key ingredient that most of these attempts should be spent on. And I know a lot of people won't get 36 attempts in because they just simply don't have the time. But of whatever you can do, dart Apatosaurus and Velociraptor. Either one is going to help you down the road to get something. So definitely dart those two. Now, moving on to the rares. We have Nodosaurus, Utahraptor, Amargasaurus, and Caprosuchus. I'm going to tell you right now. Nodosaurus, Amargasaurus, and Utahraptor, I'm going to throw that in, but I wouldn't say as frequently. But you see Nodosaurus and Amargasaurus a lot more often than Utahraptor and Caprosuchus, which should be your clear-cut winners for this week to get, progress in this game. So I want to look at Utahraptor here. Yeah, okay, so I have Utahraptor right here. And it has two hybrids. Spinotauraptor, which goes into another hybrid, Spinotaurasuchus. Right there. Now, as well as Spinotaurasuchus, you have Utaciniraptor, which requires another epic we're seeing this week, which we have already seen in the past 2 weeks. And we will get to a very, very helpful advice, I would say, for a lot of people that tried to complete their legendary last week. I will tell you that shortly once we get to the epics. But this also has a unique hybrid. So these Utahraptor has two hybrids, which again have a hybrid each. So it is a main ingredient in technically 4 hybrids, or the creation of 4 hybrids. So that is a lot. Which means if you don't already have a lot of Utahraptor DNA, 100% dedicate yourself there. And if you're going for Utaciniraptor, or if you're trying to finish, or try to level up Spinotauraptor to start fusing Spinotaurasuchus, that's where you should be headed. With Nodosaurus now. Nodosaurus, another great one for Nodopatosaurus. It personally is not a viable dinosaur in the arena anymore because of the huge nerf it got as a rare. But Nodosaurus, that's really not what you're going to use it for. But Nodopatosaurus, if you don't have Stegosaurus, it should be the first dinosaur you're getting. And now that I think about it, the people at the people at Ludia have made it a lot harder to be able to create Stegosaurus, because Stegosaurus is now a park anytime spawn, which is a big nerf for a lot of people that were trying to get Stegosaurus. I just managed to get some lucky fusions and barely managed to make my Stegosaurus with the amount of Stegosaurus I already had saved up, which was like around 11 fusions. So I'm very thankful for that. Now I don't really have to focus on Stegosaurus as much for this week, which is great. But for people who still think they need Stegosaurus to help them go up in the arena, 100% try to get Stegosaurus still. It's just that maybe with Alliances, a lot of other people would have Stegosaurus, so maybe you can ask them as well to get some Stegosaurus DNA to help finish your Stegosaurus. Now, Amargasaurus, huge. This is huge for me personally this week. And the only reason is with 24 attempts, I'm going to tell you right now where I'm going for it. I would love to go Caprosuchus. Again, I can level up my Gorgosuchus to 15, guaranteed, get a couple extra fusions in, and probably be ready to start fusing Megalosuchus. Thing is, I don't have Megalosaurus, and people are not willing to donate it in Alliances, which is a huge loss, because it's a pretty rare dino to see, so that's not going to happen. Utahraptor, it's level 10, and there's no way I just want to invest the resources to even get that much DNA to possibly be able to start fusing Utah Cineraptor, which would be the thing I'm obviously going for. So that's off the table. And the thing is, it's really weird because that's the two that people are going for mainly. But Nodosaurus, I'm kind of done with because I already created Stegosaurus, don't need it. Margosaurus, I need because I'm trying to create Tragodistus right now. And I'm just trying to get Euplocephalus DNA from my alliance to level up my Amargocephalus to 15. And very lucky in the rare incubator today, got about 500 more Amargosaurus. So I have 10 fusions ready to go with that. So I don't have to request that. Or really anything. But I'm definitely going to stockpile on more Amargosaurus. So for me personally, I'm probably going to go 12 Amarga and 12 Capro. For a lot of people, they probably are going to go 12 Utahraptor and 12 Capro. But I think just because Gorgasuchus is such a solid dinosaur for me, that's why I'm giving some attempts to Capro as well. So it really depends on what you need in terms of legendaries, because all of these somewhat will make a legendary at the very end, either indirectly or directly. So there you go. It really depends on your progression, your level in the game. For higher level players, they're going to go Caprosuchus and Utahraptor. For lower level, you're going to go Amargosaurus and Nodosaurus. So there's that. But what we have all been waiting for, the main event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have the Epics 9 attempts for Ankylosaurus, who's a solid dino, Spinoceratops, which is another solid dino, and Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is another solid dino. This is the hardest epic decision we've been faced with, and it's really sad because you can't really go wrong with any of these. Tyrannosaurus Rex makes 2 insanely powerful hybrids. Spinoceratops makes 2 powerful, I'm not going to say insanely powerful, but you definitely see the use of them. And Ankylosaurus also makes 2 powerful hybrids. So, it really depends. And Cyno and Anki, the hybrids they make have unique super hybrids as well. So, this is just an insane week. But, again, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just going to break it down. Spinoceratops has Utahraptor or Allosaurus. If you're going for those, and you committed to mainly Spinoceratops the week before Thanksgiving week, you gotta go for Cyno again. That's my advice. Do not start being like, oh, I'll see them sometime again. If you're committed to Cyno, then just finish off the legendary. And that is my theme for this week, because I'm trying to finish off Allocyno for my second legendary, most likely, unless I do get Tragod before. Next thing. Utahraptor. Again, if you're close to finishing Utahraptor this week, focus all your attempts on Utahraptor this week, and all your attempts on Spinoceratops. And if you are guaranteed that Utahraptor and you really think you're going to get it, then focus on other stuff if you have remaining attempts. But other than that, make sure you have enough to get it. Ankylosaurus, next thing. Ankylosaurus or Rajakylosaurus, they both have unique hybrids. They're both very good dinosaurs themselves. I personally don't see a lot of Ankylosaurus. I'm not there yet, but I know a lot of people don't. Rajakylo is a little bit more popular in that high tier arena. Again, you're gonna need Rajasaurus and Kentrosaurus, both other epics. This is questionable. It really depends on how much Ankylosaurus DNA, how much Kentrosaurus DNA you have left, and how much Rajasaurus DNA you have left. So if you have a lot of those, then definitely go for Ankylosaurus and finish it off. But then again, Kentro came out a couple weeks before, And if you manage to pick up some DNA and have just a lot left over for fusions, just go ahead and just get Enchantrosaurus. Like, it's gonna help your team, probably no matter what. And finally, probably the most useful thing this week for creating hybrids that are extremely powerful in the game, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Again, it's a global spawn. Just remember that, because Sinoceratops is limited to one local, and Kylosaurus is limited to one local. If you do not live in those locals and see them quite frequently, I would say just focus your attempts on those two, because you don't see them as often. Tyrannosaurus Rex, on the other hand, you see that often. You really don't need to dart it. Now, with that said, it has two extremely powerful hybrids, Indominus Rex and Trichosaurus. Trichosaurus has become an extremely powerful dinosaur in the high tier, which is amazing. And then Indominus Rex has always been a good dinosaur with its immunity and that 2 times rampage, pretty much killing anything if you level it up to the proper amount. So again, insane hybrids this week. Personally, for me, I will tell you one thing. I'm trying to finish Allosaurus this week. And here, this is where it gets interesting. Because I have enough fusions, and I probably will by the end of tomorrow. I will probably have enough for 9 to 10 fusions on Velociraptor. That's the thing. 9 to 10 fusions with on Indominus Rex. I personally hate darting T-Rex because I'm really bad at it. And to even have a chance at starting to fuse it, I would need 300. Let's say I focus all my 9 attempts. Let's say I hit 60 an attempt, because that's probably what I'm going to hit, even at close range. I'm going to have 5 fusions left over. And I personally don't see T-Rex a lot, so that's kind of going to be a waste. I want to get a legendary fast, and if that's the case, I'm going to have to go Allosaurus this week, because Sinoceratops is much easier to dart, and I personally have calculated I can get about 10 fusions ready to go by the end of this week for it, which would probably ensure that I got it. If I have bad luck, then no. But I will definitely try to get it this week. And I already will have about 5 more. I have about 5 fusions ready to go on Allosaurus with the amount of Allosaurus DNA I have. So I'm telling you, if you have plentiful of the other dinosaur that is required to create the hybrid, for example, Allosaurus, I have a bunch of that, then just go for the one you started with 2 weeks ago. And if you personally have those two, have Utahniraptor or Rajakylo or Enkytro or Allosaurus leveled up to a good enough amount, then go for T-Rex. Go for T-Rex, because powering up your Indom or Trichosaurus is not a bad decision. It never is. Just go for T-Rex. That's going to help a lot. But that's going to be it for this video. I think I will upload a video. If I could get some footage of me actually going out and darting, I will probably get that and upload that soon. So stay tuned for that, and I will definitely upload something on the weekend for what to do in order to counter the epic strike events that are coming out, especially when it's 5 steps. This is going to be a doozy, so hopefully we can finish that off as well. But I'm telling you personally, for me, I need Velociraptor, Amargasaurus, and Sinoceratops this week. And I'm not going to say that's entirely where I'm going, because I'm going to go for Apatosaurus as well, for the commons. I'm going to go for Caprosuchus in the rares. And then if I don't have enough time to find 9 Sinoceratops, which I highly doubt over 3 days, then I'm definitely going to go T-Rex with whatever I have remaining, because it always helps. But that's going to be it. Thank you everyone for watching. This was week 26. Yep, week 26 of this event. Hybrid Legacy. Hopefully we don't see this often because it's such a tough decision. But regardless, it is one of the most amazing things, especially for strike events. You can't go wrong with what you get out of them. Especially on the weekends, we're going to have epic strike events. You can't go wrong with getting any of these epics. Personally, for me, I don't want Ankylosaurus. And with 2 epics, I'm guaranteed Sino or Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's going to be it for me. Thank you everyone for watching. And I hope you have some good luck this week and get the dinosaurs you are looking for. And that will be me signing off. See you in the next one.